Alrighty, good morning everybody. Welcome to another edition of Sky Harbor Live. My name is Slav, I will be your host. So let's take a look at the world of Sky Harbor Airport. As we are getting a bit of a morning rush and hoping to see if everything runs smoothly since we did do some minor upgrades to the stream. So let's see, let's go live for like an hour and figure out if everything will work. So our first plane that we're going to be looking at is a Airbus A321 that is headed to Dallas-Fort Worth. So let's go take a look at this aircraft as it's doing its takeoff roll. We kind of have a bad spot, but at the same time, I'm okay with it. So this Airbus is departing for Dallas-Fort Worth. Into the morning sun, or morning light as they call it. Not quite sure what the saying, but as you can see, the lineup of aircraft is starting to grow. Hey David, hey Nabila, Isaac, hey IDG dude. Honestly dude, I won't be on for a while, or for a long time. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. So the plane that is lining up is a Southwest 737 that's about to head to Palm Springs. Hey Samil, welcome back dude. Alrighty, there's our Palm Springs bound plane. I will try and get on tonight, so this is just going to be a quick stream just to test something out. So the plane is headed to Palm Springs, and right after that we do have a plane, a WestJet, that's going to be headed to Calgary. So yeah, we're finally getting to the cool down phase. It's not overcast, it's just pollution. So it's going to be the morning rush here at Sky Harbor. Nah, no worries, dudes. I try my best to monitor the chat, but sometimes I get way into the filming of the aircraft. So if I don't answer to you, don't take it personally. And off to Palm Springs they go. For those of you joining the first time, so Sky Harbor is kind of like a medium range airport, or kind of like a connector. So most of our aircraft tend to be like 737s and Airbuses, but we do have a couple of international carriers. We have British Airways, Condor Airlines, and the aircraft you're looking at now, WestJet, which is headed to Calgary. And then right after this, we're going to have the flagship Valor livery that is going to be departing for Minneapolis. So let's watch this WestJet as it departs. I honestly had no idea the WestJet actually operated a 787. And this plane is off to Calgary. I actually have to drive out to a city called Chandler, Arizona, which is about 20 miles outside of here. I'm having a meeting with one of the city workers to discuss a potential shoot. So up next is the Flagship Valor livery. This is a cool livery. It has a bunch of the medals and stuff for the military. And then right after that, we're going to have a plane, an A320, going to Detroit. So Flagship Valor is rotating. He is off. Off to Minnesota they go. Lighting is a bit harsh. Alrighty, our next plane is an A320 that is headed to Detroit. I need to get a better tripod. Hey Tony, what's up dudes? Then after the Detroit flight, we have a 737 MAX that is going to be headed to Denver. Hopefully the guy Will Smith that was annoying last time is watching, because we're telling Will Smith where everything's going. Alright, let's go look at the plane that is, the Denver flight is already rolling. He's like, I ain't got time for that. It is a Boeing 737 MAX. You can tell it's a MAX because of the size of the engines. And right over here we have Part 1, which is like a special livery thing on there, special decal livery. Hey Kyle, what up dude? Pull up for a hurricane. So our next Southwest is headed to Sacramento. So let's take a look at that as it's lining up for its leisurely roll to the takeoff. Our Sacramento bound plane is rolling. I'm a big Sacramento Kings fan. I've told you guys many times, and we're gonna have a terrible season. I'll straight tell you that. And over here, part 1 is actually rolling out. So let's check out some ground crew action as is customary on this channel. Hey Tim, how are you, dude? As we are looking at this plane that is headed to Omaha, Nebraska. And our next takeoff is going to be a Southwest 737 MAX that is going to be headed to Reno. So let's take a look at the Reno bound plane. Hey, I'm giving you guys what some people are asking for, which is telling you exactly where they're headed, but I'm still going to add my personality to this channel. You guys remember AHA Airlines that lasted like a total of like 3 months or something? Also, Sky Harbor has been using like the easterly flow like the last few days. Honestly, it's kind of nice. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Usually they take off to the west. It's a lot easier to track them when they're taking off to the west, but it is what it is. I'll take what we can take, to be honest, because sometimes I come out here and it's not even that busy. We have a little CRJ that is headed, oh, it's actually an Embraer. It is the flight that I always complain about. It is the Contour Airlines that is going to Page. Page is like famous for Lake Powell or whatever's left of Lake Powell. And then we have Horseshoe Bend, which is like a very overburdened, how do you say it when you get a lot of people? Overcrowded tourism spot in Arizona. You think you're gonna have the whole thing to yourself, like when you look at the photos, but none of the photos show the thousands of people that are making TikToks and doing all their stupid stuff. Little Embraer. All right. Let's take a look at the Hard 1 as it's starting to taxi on its way to Omaha. Actually, Hard 2. I was wrong. Listen, I'm a product of the Arizona education system. We're not the best at education. I went to ASU. The Cardinals plane is just chilling here. It's going to be departing at 12 o'clock, but we won't be live around then. I got to do adult things like do work and stuff. Alright, so the Southwest that we're looking at is headed to San Jose del Cabo. So somebody's going to Cabo right now. Hi Nabila, hopefully you're doing good today. Off to Cabo they go. As you can see, another plane is about to push out. Another Southwest. And we have an American Airlines that says not available, followed by an A319 that's going to be headed to St. Louis. I know St. Louis used to be the hub for TWA, Trans World Airlines. So the A321neo is rolling out. Now let's go take a look at the baby Airbus, which is the A319 that is headed to St. Louis. Perfect. And over here we have the old Copper Canyon, or whatever it's called, livery, as it is readying to taxi. Kind of warm out here, guys. And then we have another A319 that is headed to Des Moines, Iowa. So let's go over back to the departures and look at the plane that is headed to Des Moines. Hey Scott. Canyon blue, yeah, that's what it's called. I thought it was like copper blue. Thanks for correcting me, Scott. Little Airbus. And we have the Southwest that's taxiing at the speed of light. You're gonna see them pop up any second, going the speed of light. Might as well just pull on the yoke and take off in that direction. And then our next flight is the flight we're actually looking at on the ground that is headed to Omaha. It's the Heart 2 plane. So let's take a look at it on its roll. Omaha, Nebraska. I ain't complaining yet. It's gonna be hot. It's usually hot here, and that's why I complain. But it's kind of a pleasant, like 87 degrees. Maybe later I'll complain. One thing I will complain about is traffic. We're getting a bit of a wind, so it's kind of making it really pleasant for me. Off to Nebraska they go. Let's see some landing action coming up. Looks like a FedEx 767 is on final. So some of our larger planes that come to Sky Harbor tend to be the logistics and cargo wide bodies. We'll get the MD-11s, we'll sometimes get a 747 that comes in during the Christmas time, and then 757, 767s. So, and we're also home to a refueling fleet for the US Air Force. So those are the copperheads back there. Goodyear blimp in the Goodyear Airport. I wonder what they're here for. Probably for the football. Well, we don't have football. For something. And then we have the Canyon Blue that is headed to Boise. So let's take a look at the Canyon Blue as it takes off. Alright, I'm going to start complaining. It's hot. It's starting to get hot. And if Josephine watches this, hi Josephine, hopefully you're having a good day. I know she's out doing some grocery shopping right now. I've never been to Boise, I kind of want to go. It's in Idaho. I think Idaho has a lot of like hiking and stuff. Kanye West has a ranch in Idaho. Let's see, what is our next plane that is going to be departing? Yes, Tim, and we also do get a Condor 767 and A350 that comes in, but the A350 flies for, whatchamacallit, British Airways. So right now we're awaiting our next plane to take off. Probably going to be a Southwest. It's a Southwest that's headed to Las Vegas. The one plane we haven't seen in a while on the stream has been the banana plane. So, and the banana plane is Spirit. Crazy how we went from our big rush to like just quietness. So let's watch this plane take off to Vegas. But you can see that's kind of like our cargo area and like our private planes. So Jackson Jet, we usually get some privates, and you know, they had like a Global X plane that came in with some like rapper that was performing. So as I look at my app to see what else we are getting. Yeah, but for today, I thought I'm just gonna come to the airport for like an hour and wait out the morning traffic, because our Interstate 10 is pretty crowded this morning. I love hearing jet engines power up. So right now you can actually see another plane is being pushed out. So some taxi action for you as well. And once he crosses, there tends to be another plane that's lined up. I'm laughing because I have a friend that owes me money, and he was able to afford those tickets to Bad Bunny, but he can't pay off his $70 debt to me. Like, cool, bro. That's awesome. So, never lend your friend money. As we wait for the Southwest to line up. I somehow got signed out of my flight radar app. So this is the plane that is headed to Santa Ana. So let's take a look at this aircraft. Off to Santa Ana they go. This is kind of like your appetizer before tonight's show that we're gonna do. So enjoy the little time I'll be on. It'd be cool if they switched the flow of the runway for tonight's show, because I found an issue last time. The lights of the planes directly pointing into the camera caused a lot of issues for us. So we have now reached the dead point of the airport's morning rush. So let's kind of take a look at the ground-based stuff going on here. Yeah, Kevin, once it cools off, I think we're going to start getting a lot of the Delta heavy planes, because they usually carry the Snowbirds that we have. So for those of you not familiar, the Snowbirds are usually the people that come here to avoid the bad weather. And up next, that's becoming live, is a Delta A321 headed to Minneapolis. Just as we spoke about them coming from like Minnesota, we have a plane that's going over to that area. I'm excited for it to cool off too, just primarily because shooting in this weather kind of wears you out. I'll be 100% honest. The weather in Arizona in the summer is terrible, and I decided to start live streaming in this weather, which is probably the stupidest thing I could have done. Here comes the bridge as it's closing, and the Delta is slowly taxiing, so in about a minute we're going to go over there. And welcome everybody that's new to the channel. Welcome to Sky Harbor, Arizona. It is 9:44 in the morning, and we are at 86 degrees, which is actually quite pleasant, or 30 degrees Celsius. Getting some ground action here. Kind of getting hungry. I didn't eat breakfast, guys. I'm gonna get a bagel after this. Alrighty, our Delta plane is showing up. I know when UAL watches this, he's gonna rip on me because he says I always say alrighty. That's fine, that's cool, dude. Make fun of me all you want. And the Southwest is tailgating the A320. Sub-Zero, I'm okay, dude. I changed my diet quite a bit. I found out I have a lot of issues with my stomach, so like it just depends on the food that I eat. So lately I've kind of like been eating kind of more lean protein and stuff. Alright, the A321 is getting ready to take off to Minneapolis, so let's take a look at it. And then the plane afterwards is headed to Salt Lake City, and right after that looks like we have a Mesa Airlines CRJ that's headed to Long Beach. Also, this is the weekend of the big air show that's going on out there. I'm so jealous to anybody that went. I got hired to film a bike race, so that's why I can't go to the air show. Off to Minneapolis they go. I need Kirk Cousins not to have a good game because I'm going to lose my fantasy football matchup. I'm playing Kirk Cousins of the Minnesota Vikings. Our Salt Lake bound plane. Why does this do this? Tom, I'm not sure if I'll be there tomorrow morning. I got some stuff to do. Like, this doesn't pay my bills. I just do this for fun. One day maybe it will pay my bills, but we do have an Instagram. You guys can click in the description, and you can even follow some of our moderators. And I'm pretty sure the Mesa Airlines CRJ has made its way over there. So let's take a look at some of the tails, the Delta tails. As we wait for this. I could have sworn when I was younger, Delta had a bigger presence in Phoenix. And looks like we're going to start getting a rush from American Airlines coming up any second. I see a lot of activity below, which means they're crossing the bridge. So our Long Beach plane is finally there. So anyways, so the way that I found out about a lot of like popular things nowadays is through memes. And I guess everybody's watching that Jeffrey Dahmer show. And I think to me that's kind of creepy how we as a society are so obsessed with these serial killers. Off to Long Beach they go. Maybe they're taking people to the air show as well. Mesa Airlines started paying their crews a lot more, like their pilots. So they've kind of like, in a sense, changed some of the perception of the industry, like for regionals. They started paying them a lot more money. We look at this gate. Empty gates right now. In a while they're all going to be filled with Southwest flights. We have a 737, American Airlines 737 taxiing. Let's take a look at its destination. He is going to be headed to Columbus, and right after that we have a Southwest that's headed to Indianapolis. No worries, Tom. Aviation Maniac, I'm not quite sure if I'll be spotting mid-morning tomorrow. I'll let you guys know. Yeah, honestly, it's good that these pilots are getting paid. It's about time. I feel like, in a sense, a lot of us should be paid more, because gas is once again hitting $5. I just filled up, and I filled up like $70. Like, honestly, I'm getting kind of tired of spending $70 on gas. So eventually I'm hoping that I think the whole conflict in Ukraine is getting out of hand. These guys don't realize how close they're pushing us towards a world war. I didn't realize Columbus was such a popular spot, because this is probably like the third Columbus plane I've seen. Like, is there that much demand? Like, I don't even know what is in Columbus. I'm sorry if you guys are from Columbus, but it's our Japanese friend that joined us. How are you, dude? Honestly, yeah. But I've heard, I've read some articles that say that AV gas is actually going to start becoming unleaded. Crazy to think that till this day we're still using leaded aviation gas. Explains the beautiful smell. So our first flight is off to Columbus, and the Southwest is off to Indianapolis. And I think around 10 a.m. we're going to start getting some Alaska Airlines coming to life. Tomorrow morning, a bunch of my friends and I are going on a car cruise. So a lot of us have some older, like classical, crazy to call them classic, Japanese and German cars, and we're just going to go drive and just relax. A lot of them are my childhood friends when I came here as a refugee, so. So it's pretty cool hanging out with old friends. That's one thing I'd always suggest to you guys. If you haven't spoken to somebody in a while, give them a call. You never know. You'll realize who your true friends are, like when you go out there and like you just meet somebody and like you haven't seen them in ages, but then you reconnect and it's like, wow. And they're headed to Indianapolis. And our next plane will probably be an Embraer 175 headed to San Luis Obispo. I messed up my horizon, so let's fix the horizon. There we go. Looks like some landing action right now. The Canyon Blue is coming in. Banana plane due at 10:37. I like how we're calling it banana plane. Hopefully banana plane lands on this side. I think another plane that we officially have agreed we dislike is the Short, the world's ugliest plane. Every time we see it, we all just start making jokes about it. The Embraer is about to line up in a second. So let's see anything else departing of note. Also, I'm not sure if I will be here for the banana plane. Southwest delivery flight due at 11:03. We did film the one plane going to Maryland, to Baltimore to be exact. Alright, San Luis Obispo flight is rolling. This looks like a little sparrow, doesn't it? One person we haven't seen in the chats a while is Connie. Hopefully she's doing okay. We remember everybody's name that we've interacted with here, so. Let's see who chimed in. Yep, Levi, I remember. It's always fun when you meet somebody. Like I flew to Australia and I actually met one of my better friends while flying to Australia. We have a CRJ headed to Monterey, and right after that it's a CRJ headed to Ontario, California. So let's take a look at those planes as the Southwest over there is pushing out. For a second I didn't see the ground crew. I was like, wait, how is he pushing out by himself? We're just waiting for some air traffic to line up for departure. Thanks, Scott. I will probably be here around that time. The delivery are selfie flights, basically. So our Monterey flight is getting in there, and as you can see, the airport is starting to pick up in action as American Airlines is getting ready to depart. So it's going to be like almost like an elephant walk of American Airlines flights coming through. Hey, morning Josh. Welcome back, dude. We haven't seen you in a while. Thank you for coming back. Appreciate you. Just like that, we go from being kind of dead to extremely busy at the airport. I'm going to try my best to tell you where these flights are going to, but I am a single person here, so sometimes it's a little bit harder to do this since I am by myself. And our first flight to Monterey is getting ready to depart. So let's take a look at this plane. So I'll have to interrupt your taxiing action. The CRJ is off to Monterey, and right after that we have a CRJ headed to Ontario. And from the looks of it, looks like we have a Delta 737 that's getting ready to depart as well. Next flight is off to Ontario. And right after that we have an A319 headed to Santa Barbara. We have somebody watching down from Tucson. Thanks, Billy. Appreciate you. I will always tell you the story about the time I flew to Ontario for a job. I was filming the new 6th Street Viaduct that they were building, and my client booked me a room in Ontario, Canada, and my rent-a-car was in Ontario, Canada. So I ended up looking for a hotel in a very busy Ontario. I almost ended up sleeping at the airport. And I found some like janky motel where I grabbed a remote and everything was kind of like sticky and gross. Some ground action. I love watching ground action, so we're always going to take a time to look at the ground crew as they work. They are a very vital part of the airport, so let's take a look at them. And right after that, we're going to have a plane that's headed to Sacramento. So the second they move out of the way. Yeah, it was gross. It was a freaking gross remote. I think somebody was like eating barbecue sauce because it smelled like barbecue sauce. Let's take a look at the A320 that's headed to Sacramento. And our next plane is headed to Fresno. This is our Sacramento bound flight. It's an A320. Airbus A320. You guys remember the Southwest flight that we watched with its gear down the whole time? Apparently my tripod says it's balanced, but I do not believe that it is balanced. Alrighty, our next flight is an A319, another one headed to Boise. We watch a plane taxi to our frame, which gives me enough time to get a water. Yeah, the ramp agents here work really hard. It is seems like a tough job, man. And we have a United Airlines A320 that's lining up, that's headed to Denver. It's crazy when you look at Scott, when you look at some of the other smaller planes, it'll show like it's a 747 like from Northwest Airlines, and it'll be like a beach, and you're like, what? I think they're just reusing a lot of the registrations nowadays. So departing for Denver is an A320. So after this rush is over, I'm gonna let you guys go for the rest of the day because I gotta go finish some stuff. Off to Denver they go. It's getting hot, man. When I start overheating, that is when the not fun starts for me. Yeah, the heat is, even when I stream out here in the heat, I'm not even gonna lie, like, it leaves me messed up. We have an A321 that is headed to San Jose, so let's take a look at the A321. American Airlines A321. And then right after that, we have a Delta. I'm going to say Salt Lake City, and I'm right, it's Salt Lake City. We've done these streams long enough where we have kind of recognized where each plane is headed. Also, if you are new here, click the like, subscribe, and click the notification so you know next time we go live. We are a goofy crew here. Alright guys, I'm going to have to get some water, so I'm going to basically lock you down on these things while I get some water, so give me a second. Starting to kind of get lightheaded. Alright, I got some hydration. I will try and go live later. It just depends on how my meeting goes with my client. So I have it scheduled at 6:30 tonight. And here comes our Salt Lake City plane. We have a little Southwest getting ready to go inside its gate. Let's see if we can see the flight crew. Yeah, it all depends. I have to go scout out a location for a shoot, and I got to talk to a client. Hi, Kyle. Scott, I'll try and get here earlier. Just after I'm done with this stream, just like leave me a message on like the community thing, which gate that they're gonna be on. I promise I'll try and get it for you. I'm just locked in on this for a second so I can kind of catch my breath. I don't do too well with the heat and starting to heat up. We have a Southwest 737 that's going to be headed to San Diego in a second, so let's take a look at the San Diego bound plane. I believe he is going to be also, we do have a super chat to all of you guys that have donated to the super chat. I appreciate you. And then I'm going to share a story about on my community page about a family that lives in Serbia. Like, they have the sweetest kids, and I think all the monetization that I've made so far I'm going to donate to the kids because they're dealing with health problems, and I'm going to try and donate like 500 bucks to them. I've already personally donated 200, but everything I make off the YouTube I'll just give to them. Off to San Diego they go. Another pushback. I love these shots, man. I just like watching these guys push the planes around. That is freaking cool. Cool, Scott. C13 selfie flight. I'll try and get here a little bit earlier and get it set up. Deal? And we have a Max 8 that's going to be headed to Santa Ana. A lot of flights going to Santa Ana for some reason. Wait, that's not a Max 8. I just hit my head. It freaking hurts. Ah. Okay, flight radar is drunk. I swear to God, flight radar is drunk. It is claiming that the aircraft over there is a 737 MAX. Is it a MAX? Oh, it is a MAX. Why did I think? I thought it was Southwest. That's why I was like, what? Could this be the Winglets logo plane? Let's take a look. Who remembers when it was a big deal when the MAX came back into service again? I remember a bunch of news reporters waiting to take a photo of the 737 MAX, an American Airlines MAX, as it was about to land. Also, special thanks to all you guys for tuning in this morning. It's freaking awesome. We're building kind of a fun community here. I feel like everybody that is on this channel is, a lot of you guys are repeat and you're new guys, welcome. There's a United Airlines 737, but it's going to be landing on the north side. And then we have a CRJ 900 that's operated by SkyWest that's headed to Eugene, Oregon. So let's take a look at that. And over here is an Alaska Airlines flight. So let's take a look at the Eugene bound plane. Take care, Sub-Zero. We'll be live for another 5 minutes, guys, so just letting you know. And we're looking at an 800 series American Airlines that is going to be headed to Reno. Off to Reno they go. All right, friends. So, since I have to go do some work, I gotta go meet up with some of my clients. So, I hope you enjoyed at least an hour of spotting with me, and we will see you later. So, we will probably go at 6:30. So, I will see you guys tonight. So thank you for tuning in, and see you in about, I would say, 8 hours. So later, dudes and dudettes. And we will end the show by looking at this takeoff. So be good people. That's how I always tell you guys. Be good people. Drive safely. Tell your loved ones you love them. And come back and join us later today. See you guys in the evening hours.